Listen, I could have charged thousands of dollars for the information I'm about to give you, but instead I'm giving it away completely for free. This course is designed to help you get started with digital products. That way you can make your first sale and then scale to tens of thousands of dollars a month and beyond, creating the content that you love. Now, not only did I build this 2-hour-long training for you, but I also created a custom AI that's gonna be your personal guide throughout the journey. It'll help you create your first product, get it on a website, and even help craft the content that generates sales on autopilot for you. And to make things even easier, I'm giving you access to the software that I personally use to run my online business. Inside, you'll find pre-built digital product store templates that are proven to generate sales, automated email campaigns, Instagram automations, basically all the tools that I've used to generate over $1 million in profit through digital products. I'll have all that linked in the description, that way you can follow along for free. Now, before we dive into the video, go ahead and drop a like on it. That way you don't lose it, since you'll always be able to find the video in your YouTube likes. And here's a little bonus for dropping a like on the video. Once this video hits 1,000 likes, I will drop a free bonus course that I did with one of my students that recently crossed $10,000 a month selling digital products. In that session, we break down how he went from $0 to $10,000 a month, step by step, something normally I only give to my paid students, but once this video hits 1,000 likes, it'll be in the description for free. So hit that like button now, go ahead and full screen the video, put your phone on do not disturb, because you're about to watch the most valuable video you've seen on YouTube this year. Welcome to the Digital Product Launch Challenge with CreatorPass OS. I'm super excited to have you here. And in the next 14 days, I'm gonna help you launch your very own first successful digital product and make a sale on it all in the next 14 days. And that might sound overwhelming, but don't worry. I have the course content and the tools already built out for you that's gonna make it as easy as possible to get up and running and get your sale in 14 days. Because once you make your first sale, that's where momentum kicks in. And if you can make your first sale, you can make your 10,000. So I'm here to help you bridge the gap and build a successful digital product that's gonna print you money in your sleep and allow you the amazing time, location, and financial freedom that an online business allows. I truly believe digital products are the future, and every creator will eventually have them. So it's good that you're taking action now and getting ahead of the curve. And luckily for you, you're in an amazing spot. This course, alongside the CreatorPass OS software, is by far the easiest stack to get up and running and have a profitable digital product business. You see, for me, digital products have been life-changing. They haven't only been time, location, and financial freedom. They've allowed me to travel the world. They've allowed me to live in multiple different states, buy my dream car, take my girlfriend out to dinners and go on nice trips. But most importantly, create the content that I actually want to create. Simply said, it gave me freedom, and I want to help you get the same freedom. Now, if you're not familiar with who I am, I'm Brian Delmata. I've done well over $1 million in digital product profit, and I've helped tons of creators make their first sale online. People like Gus, Diego, Cody, Torsten, Adam, Zach, Cam, Ethan, River, Paul, Justin, and that's just a handful of them. And the reason getting your first sale is so important is because that's where momentum actually starts. You see, if you focus on getting to 10K a month before you make your first sale, you're going in the wrong order. So in this course, I'm gonna help you get up and launched and make your first sale. That way you have a profitable digital product business. And then creators that I've helped make their first sale, like Chris, went from 0 to 10K a month with digital products, creating the content that he loves in less than a year. Patrick's made over $100,000 through digital products, and it's not even his main gig. Torsten went from 0 being a forklift driver with no real editing skill to in the following year making $15,000 a month. So simply said, I know how to help creators make their first sale with digital products and then scale beyond to make life-changing money in a fully automated, passive online business. Okay, so the first step to getting you up and launched is making sure you have the foundation and know how to use the tools. So when you signed up for the Digital Product Launch Challenge and CreatorPass OS, you should have been sent an email that says activate your account, CreatorPass. If you've not checked out this email yet, go ahead and check out the email that you signed up with and then click here to log in. It's gonna ask you to make a new password, that way you can log in, and then it will bring you to a page that looks like this, app.creatorpassos.com. This is where I have pre-done website templates for you, pre-done email automation, pre-done Instagram DM automations, all the stuff that you will need to sell digital products. And not to overwhelm you with technical stuff, we're gonna go over all of that. But first and foremost, I want you to go ahead and bookmark this on whatever browser you're using. That way you just always know how to get back to the software. So I'm just gonna name it CreatorPass OS and click done. It's gonna be bookmarked, app.creatorpassos. And then you can always get back to this page. Now on the left-hand side is the navigation of all the different options. So we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. The first tab is mentorship. Now, if you haven't made your first sale yet, or you haven't made $1,000 a month selling digital products, I would disregard this. This is for people that want help scaling to $10,000 to $30,000 a month with digital products. It's my community with all my in-depth course content, weekly calls with me, and then a group chat with creators making anywhere from a few $100 a month to $30,000 a month. But if you're watching this challenge, you haven't launched anything, I would disregard this for the moment. This is only for people that really want to take that next step and are really, really serious about it. Now, the next tab above that will be very helpful for you because it's how to learn how to use CreatorPass OS. This is gonna be a library of content that's ever gonna be evolving, showing you how to do things inside of the software. That way, if you have a question how to get anything set up, your answers will probably be in here. Above that is the Digital Product Launch Challenge course, which is what you're currently watching. So anytime you need to watch the course, it will be found there. Or in the future, if you're launching a new digital product and want to refresh, you can go ahead and click there. Now, skipping a few, there's things like reputation for getting reviews on your products, media storage for storing files on the software itself. There's memberships where you can host courses and communities, very similar to school. It actually looks really, really similar. So you don't have to pay the extra $100 a month just to run a school community to have courses. That's all included in the CreatorPass OS software. There's sites like funnels, websites, stores, forms, quizzes, surveys. Don't feel like you have to know what all of this does right now. I even have templates built for you. That way you can just go through and copy what I've done and implement it in your own way. Now there's automations, which is where you'll send email automations, where you'll send Instagram DM automations, and those templates are all included as well, and we'll go over that. Marketing is where you'll send emails to your followers and subscribers, and you can also schedule Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok content all through marketing, which is really cool. Payments is where you can add new products. Contacts is where you can store your Instagram followers, the email list, all of that stuff. But that is a general rundown of the software without overwhelming you. Now at the top, you can see it says your wallet balance is low, please add credits. Now we're gonna go ahead and click resolve here because it is important that we get our domain up and running and then also some credits to send emails. So this is also where you can see your plan. You can see your payment method. So if you don't have a card already connected, go ahead and add a payment method and then go to wallet and transactions. And we need to add a balance here of just $10. And that's because we're gonna go buy a domain for our website, like something like creatorpass.com, but for your website. And then we're also gonna get some email credits that are dirt cheap compared to any other email software you're gonna be using. So go ahead and just click pay. And now you can see it will say it will auto charge with $10 when the balance is lower than zero. And this is basically just for things that actually cost money, like sending emails. Now other softwares charge an arm and a leg for sending emails. I remember at one point I was spending over $500 a month on emails. You will be nowhere even close to that. You'll be able to send a whole bunch of emails for $10. Likely, especially if you're getting started, you will not even spend $10 a month on email unless you're going crazy. So this is something that just allows you to send emails. Now, if we stay in settings and go from billing down to domains and URL redirects, we can go ahead and get our URL for our website. Now, this is super important for selling digital products, just having a website where people can go to, like briandelmata.com, creatorpass.com. So if you already have one, you can connect one for 100% for free. What I'd highly recommend, if you're already using a URL, I would just recommend getting a new one for your digital product shop. So you can click purchase a domain, and then if you type in something like briandelmata.com and click search, it won't be available because I already own it. So if I search creatorpasstest.com just for you guys, I can go ahead and click search. You can see creatorpasstest.com is available. Now you can have all these different endings, .xyz, .app, .info, .net. I would highly recommend .com. I think it's just the most trusted and just kind of the default most people go to. And you can go ahead and click buy. I would recommend just staying with a year at a time. You don't really save much by doing, domains are stupid cheap anyways. For the whole year, it's $17 for me. And then if you want to protect your brand from competitors, it recommends that you get .org.net UK. This is something that's completely up to you. I personally don't have .org.net and .uk, but if you feel like you want to be safe from people trying to take your website, you can go ahead and do that and then click agree to terms and then click pay. Now you'll see it says domains purchased successfully, and there'll be a little loading bar here. This is basically just going through and starting the connection process. So if you give it just about a minute, it should auto say active, but if you want, you can go ahead and give it a refresh. Now we just need to go to manage, and then connected products, we can go and click connect. And this is where we can connect it to a website, an email, client portal. So for example, if you're doing like a community, you can run it through your website as well. So let's go ahead and just set it up for a website right now. Click continue. Also add www to redirect traffic to creatorpass.com is recommended. So we're going to do that. Click continue, and then it's going to do all the technical stuff in the background, which is super nice because if you've done any website transfers before, you can know how tedious this actually is. And then we go ahead and click add record. And it basically does all of the heavy lifting for you. And then you can go ahead and just click proceed to finish. And now whenever we make a website, we can just connect that URL super easily. Next, we're gonna go ahead and just click connect again, and we'll just get our email set up while we're at it. That way we don't have to do it in the future. So basically all you have to do is make a subdomain for email. That way there's a higher delivery rate. And this is something a lot of email services actually don't do, but we have set up that will automatically increase the chances that your emails are delivered to people that you're sending emails to, which is really important. So we can do something like email, and then we do dot, and then the exact URL we just bought. So creatorpasstest.com. And you should see it says looks good, add and verify the process. So basically you can change it to, it doesn't have to say email. You can do even E. I just think email is very easy for people to understand when they get it in their inbox. So I do email.creatorpasstest.com and then click add and verify. And then it's gonna do all the complex stuff again, auto for you, which is super, super nice. You can see connect your domain, click continue, and then it's gonna go do all that stuff as well. It's going to then add all of these complex records, and you just click it with a simple button. You don't have to worry about any of it. And then it's gonna say domain not verified. And this can take up to about 60 seconds, I've typically found, to go ahead and verify. So don't worry that it says not verified at the moment. Just give it about a minute, go get a coffee or something, and then go ahead and click refresh. So then once you click refresh, that took about 15 seconds for me. You can go ahead and click verify. You can see it says verified on all of these. Just make sure it says that, and then click verify domain. And now what it's gonna do is just do this warm-up process. That way your emails actually get delivered to people you're sending, which is a really cool thing that's built into CreatorPass OS that other softwares charge an arm and a leg for or don't even have. So really, really cool. And now we have our foundation set up. We can now, whenever we make a website, link it to our URL. We can send emails and they'll actually be delivered to people. And you have a general understanding of what CreatorPass OS is and what it has to offer. So now that we've got you all set up with your domain, your email, you kind of understand the software generally, I want to talk about what we're going to do in the next 14 days because I want to set expectations with you, because this is something that, if done and followed properly, will change your life. I have 100% certainty in that, and I want to help you understand that. So in the next 14 days, your goal will be to launch your first digital product and make your first sale. And to get you fired up and to get you to understand why this is so important, that you take action now and you don't delay and you actually go through with the first step of changing your life, is I want to tell you why digital products are so game changing. So first and foremost, unlimited earning potential. And what that means is a job pays you once for your time. So you go and you work for 40 hours and then you're paid for 40 hours. Digital products are not like that. Digital products pay you again and again and again and again for work that you've done in the past. So maybe you spend the next 2 weeks building your digital product, getting your website up and running, making some content. Say you spend an hour a day, so 14 hours over the next 14 days, building a digital product, getting it up and running. That feels like a lot of time to get something up and running, but in reality it's not. And the coolest thing is, once you've done the work, you can get paid for what you've done in the past. So that means you can sell your digital product 10 or 10,000 times, and the work's the same. The fulfillment's the same. When someone buys it, it doesn't matter if 10 people buy it or 10,000 people buy it. The work to give it to them is the absolute same. So that means you can sell 10 of them at $100 a pop and make $1,000, or you can sell 10,000 of them at $100 a pop and make $1 million. The work is the same. The coolest thing is with CreatorPass OS, everything's automated. So you don't have to do extra work for each sale. When someone goes to your website and clicks buy, they're gonna instantly be taken to a download link, also be sent the email, and they'll have an account. That way they can get access to it. One of my favorites is you are the boss. That means you choose what to make. So the content you make, the product you make, the graphics you make, anything, whatever you want, you get to choose. You set the price, so you can charge whatever you want for your digital product. I'll give some recommendations because I think there's stuff that's working. I work with countless creators that are selling digital products and doing it full time. So I'll give you some insight on like what price points I think are best to get started. But ultimately, you get to decide that. And then you work when you want. There's no deadlines, no clients, no stress. See, digital products and creating your own online content is the ultimate form of freedom, because on days you want to work, you can. On days you don't want to work, you don't have to. There's no specific deadline. I mean, you can set deadlines for yourself, but no one's going to be hounding you to get something done on time and stressing you out and saying, hey, actually, you need to change this. The only time you change something in your digital product is when you feel like you want to. Now, this one's honestly arguably the coolest, is you get to keep 100% of the money. So with normal work, you have gear you have to buy, maybe you have to travel to work, and all the time that you spend eating up all your profit. With digital products, once it's made, every sale is almost 100% pure profit. And what I mean by almost is like with every business ever, there's credit card transaction fees. So if you sell something for $100, you're gonna give a small percentage to the credit card company. But other than that, it's basically 100% profit. I could have just said 100% profit, to be honest, because it's really 100% profit. It's the business closest to 100% profit. And each sale is money in your pocket forever. Digital products allow you not only freedom, but the ability to build wealth. Because when you sell something on your online store, that money goes from the customer to your bank account in a few days. You don't have to wait weeks and get paid twice a month. You can make $1,000 today, and by tomorrow it can be in your bank account. Now, this is one of the most sexy and like kind of like how everyone markets digital products. And I think it's really, it's funny because a lot of people talk about it, but it's true. You create something once and your product works for you 24/7, constantly. No matter where you are, there are videos that I've created in the past that are generating me sales where I wake up and I check my Stripe notifications and I'm getting paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for work that I did in the past, that I made the money while I was sleeping, because there was content out there were websites out there were automations out there that I already built that are paying me to just live, or in this case, sleep. This is where it becomes really cool, and I think this is where the wealth creation game happens, is your product become an asset. And the cool thing about websites and automations and content that you've already made is it never gets tired. It's not gonna quit on you. It's not gonna be like, hey, I can't do this anymore. And then out of nowhere, your profits go to nothing because you don't have someone working for you. That's the best thing about digital products and creating content for yourself, is because you're 100% in control and because you set up the systems and the automations, that once you have them set, they're not going anywhere. There's digital products and content that I made 4 years ago that still pay me to this day because I've set the systems and the automations and the digital products in place. So there's gonna be a point, whether it be in the next 14 days or in the next year of you selling digital products, that you're gonna wake up to sales without lifting a finger. You're literally gonna go to bed at night and you're gonna wake up the next morning and there's gonna be notifications that you sold something on Creator Pass OS. Incredible. The next thing, the common misconception, and you might be thinking this right now, you're like, okay, great, Brian, you have a large following, I don't have a following. You don't need a following to get started. I started with 0 followers, just like everyone else. And I made my first $10,000 a month with less than 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I was getting paid to grow my following from the beginning. And that's something I show inside of here, is how to create content that's specific enough to people that will attract people and you'll gain followers, but you'll also get paid to grow. You don't need 1 million followers. A small group of the right people is enough. Like I said, I've made at least $10,000 a month every single month for the last almost 5 years now. And it started with less than 10,000 followers. I started making over $10,000 a month before I had 10,000 followers. Ridiculous. That's the power of digital products. And the best part about all this is you'll make money and grow your following at the same time. And I don't want to set your expectations too high. Of course, at the beginning, when you have 0 following and you don't have an audience, it's going to be the hardest to make sales. But the most encouraging and best part about it is you can make sales and grow your following at the same time. And then this is that compounding asset that over time will turn into real wealth for you. Your first sale is the hardest to make, and that's why I'm here to guide you through the journey, because once you make that first sale and you gain 10 followers, that's momentum. And you can really change the trajectory of your life rather quickly. A lot of people that I've helped make their first sale within a year started making well over $10,000 a month. And all throughout that process, throughout that full year, they were making $100 a month, $200 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month. It wasn't like they went from making 0 to 10,000 instantly. As their following grew and as their brand and digital product business grew, their income grew as well. Their following grew as well. And one thing that's so amazing is digital products, there's a fit for every creator. And I firmly believe this. I think now more than ever, people are waking up to how profitable and how amazing digital products are because you can make money while you sleep. It's infinitely scalable. It's 100% profit. You can do it from anywhere. That I think in the next few years, every creator is going to have some form of digital product. And I'm glad you're taking the step now to take action so you're ahead of these people and you can capitalize on this ever evolving market because I think people are now more than ever willing to buy digital products too. Just a few examples. You might not be on this list, but if you are, amazing, because it'll give you some ideas. But if you're not, just know that you can make a digital product around whatever you're passionate about. So video editors, there are things like LUTs, presets, templates. With photographers, there's presets, guides, templates. Music producers, there's sample packs, MIDI kits. For graphic designers, there's fonts, icons, templates. For coaches and consultants, ebooks, courses, and memberships. So regardless of what kind of creator you are, whatever you're passionate about, there's something to sell. If you're in fitness, there's fitness coaching, there's cookbooks, there's workout plans. There's so many different things, whatever thing you're interested in, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you're passionate about, there's something you can sell. So whatever you do, there's a digital product you can sell. And the most important thing to understand right now is digital products are your path to freedom. Not only has digital products allowed me so much freedom in my life, I've personally seen it with my friends go from living at their parents' house, not having a stable job or not having a job at all, playing video games, not really doing much with their life, to simply launching a digital product and creating content about things that they actually care about, to then making millions of dollars, being able to create the content they want, live where they want, travel where they want. And I firmly believe that there is no better business to start today than digital products because it costs practically nothing to get up and running and it's 100% pure profit and you actually can enjoy the process. So now that hopefully you're fired up and ready to actually take action, I want to set some expectations of like what you're actually going to be doing in the next 14 days because this isn't some big confusing course about making $10,000 a month. Even though that might be where you want to go. I cut out all the fluff so you can go from skill to idea to product, create an offer around that, create content, and generate a sale all in 14 days. And if you don't understand any of those steps, don't worry, we're going to be going over all of that. But simply said, I created a course and the tools alongside the course. That way you can get up and running and have a profitable business in 14 days. Because here's the truth. If you can make your first sale, you can make your 10,000. Now, this won't always feel easy throughout the process. In fact, it won't be easy, but that's the point because it's a challenge. And people that are willing to put themselves in uncomfortable positions for a short period of time, like 14 days, get to see the benefit and get the reward of having a profitable business. Think about this. If you can commit to for the next 14 days, you can start a business that is profitable in literally 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna be at $10,000 a month or instantly be able to quit your job, but you can create a profitable business in 14 days. I've had students do it in 24 hours. They just went through and watched this course content as quickly as possible, got it up and running, and made their sale in literally less than 24 hours from the second they started. Now, I'm not saying I would recommend that, but just to show it's possible. So giving you 14 days is, while it might feel overwhelming, just know that there's people that have done it in 24. So there's plenty of time and there's no reason to feel overwhelmed. It's gonna be challenging at parts, but I'm here to help. I'll guide you step by step. So all you need to do is show up and do the work. Now, one thing that's important to understand is if you skip the steps, you're gonna stay stuck. But if you follow them, you'll move forward. This course isn't super long. Don't go through and skim through the videos and put it on 2x speed. Like watch the video and pay attention and then go do the action. It's really not that complex. You just need to follow the video and then do the work yourself. And one thing to note, and I think is important, is we're not painting our Mona Lisa here. We're putting our first brushstroke down. So what does that mean? The Mona Lisa wasn't the first time Leonardo da Vinci ever painted a painting, but it's what he's remembered for. And we oftentimes think that the thing we're currently working on is what we're gonna be remembered for forever. But in fact, when you're starting a new business or starting a new venture like this, it's oftentimes the first brushstroke that many people might not even see. So you need to remove this huge pressure of getting everything right, figuring everything out. And we need to focus on taking action over these next 14 days because action will get you there. Perfection won't. So what I need from you is I need you to go all in. I need you to believe in yourself. And I need you, most importantly, to take action every single day. The answers in this course, while I'll guide you throughout the journey, I even have an AI that I'm gonna give you to help you build your digital product. The answers won't come from that. The answers will come by doing. It will be by listening to what I say and taking the guidance of the AI, but ultimately come down to you taking action. It won't come by waiting or scrolling on Instagram, only by acting. And that's why I want you to take your perfectionism and throw it out. We all like to have something perfect, and I think we glamorize working towards something and having it perfect. But progress beats perfect every single time. Because in reality, there's no such thing as perfect. You're always gonna be able to improve. So what I want you to do right now is take out a piece of paper, maybe a notebook, a pen and paper, something physical, something that while you're watching these videos, you can keep at your desk and look down and see. I want you to write down on the paper. So if you haven't, pause the video, go get a piece of paper and pen, and then come back. So write down on the paper now, I will follow this challenge and take it seriously. Write down, I will turn off distractions and give this my focus. Write down, I will take action even when it feels hard. Write down, I will trust the process and value progress over perfection. This is a huge one right here. Write down, I will finish what I start. And then write down, by the end of this challenge, I will launch my product and make my first sale. Now, this might feel silly writing down, especially if you haven't journaled or wrote down commitments to yourself in the past, but I promise you that if you're watching this and you haven't done it yet, just go get a pen and paper and just do it. Because what it will do is will remind you the intention you set at the beginning of this challenge, and it will hold yourself accountable. Because I can only hold you so accountable, you have to go and do the work. What I want you to do before moving on to the next module is read these out loud. And I also want you to just take your pen and just give yourself a quick little signature of your name at the end of this, just so you can put a personalized touch to it. And before you start each day of the challenge, go ahead and read these out loud to yourself. If you want to look in the mirror, it might feel awkward if you haven't done something like this before, but just trust me, just do it. Just read it out loud. It takes all of 30 seconds to read these out loud, but really think about what each of these sentences mean. And think about the commitment you're making to yourself. Because I guarantee if you can commit these things to yourself, in 14 days, you will see so much progress and you will have a profitable business. So the people that take this course and don't get results, there's two things that I see them really struggle with. So I want to address them at the beginning. That way you can be aware of them and take this course and be successful for yourself. The first thing I see a lot of people struggle with is fear. And that's natural, right? Being scared of doing something new is 100% natural. And you're gonna have to overcome it a little bit. And I'm gonna give you some strategies in here to do that. But then the other thing, and I'll say this is probably the more typical thing to stop people from actually taking action and changing their life in 14 days, is perfectionism. It's thinking that everything has to be absolutely perfect before they launch, before they post their first video. The website needs to be perfect. The digital product needs to be perfect. The content needs to be perfect. Oh, I need to get 1,000 followers before I can post because some weird random rule that they've heard someone talk about on the internet. All that's fake. A launch product is better than a perfect product because a perfect product doesn't exist. Now, I want to talk about why action beats hesitation 1 million times out of 1 million, and all the successful creators, the people that I've seen in my corner inside of Creator Pass mentorship, my friends, other entrepreneurs that I know in my life, the people that actually take action, the people that actually make money from what they do, aren't focused on being perfect. They're focused on improvement, but getting stuff out. Just because your stuff's not perfect doesn't mean you don't care. I think that's a common misconception. You can still care, but not have to have everything perfect. And one story that really drives this home is this photo class. So a teacher split students into two groups. There was a quantity group that was graded on how many photos they took, and a quality group that was graded on one perfect photo. So basically, group A, the quantity group, they got a better grade if they took more photos. So say they took 1 photo, they probably got a pretty bad grade. They took 100 photos, they probably got a pretty good grade. They took 1,000 photos, they probably got an amazing grade. Group B, it didn't matter how many photos they took. They could take 1 or 100,000. They were graded on how good that one photo was. Now you might think, okay, well, if the group that was just focused on taking one perfect photo, they could put all their attention and energy into taking one perfect photo, that they definitely got better photos. But the experiment actually shows the opposite. The best photos came from the quantity group, the group that was graded in how many photos they actually took. And why is that true? It's because they learned by doing. They were able to go out and take photos and not have this huge pressure of, oh, I need to make this one perfect. So they just like never actually took the photo. They went and took a photo and be like, oh, the lighting looks weird here. Let me go and move to a different location. Oh, my settings on the camera aren't right. Let me change the aperture, the ISO, whatever technical stuff. They took photos and improved over time. Whereas the quality group was so focused on taking the perfect photo, they didn't give themselves the opportunity to actually practice. So every photo made them better. The perfect group wasted time on overthinking. They spent time researching what makes a really great photo, which is important, but it's not the only thing that makes a great photo. No matter how much research you do on how to take a perfect photo, you can only do so much before you just go out and have to take the photo. And you learn so much more by doing, and you learn so much quicker by doing. So the lesson behind that story is action beats perfection. What I want you to do is, regardless of what's going on in these next 14 days, if something comes up and you're really struggling because something came up at work and you have to spend more time, I want you to just commit to what you committed to in the previous video. Get a product up and running in 14 days, even if it's not perfect, because getting it up there creates real momentum. It creates the opportunity for there to be a second. Now, if you allow this challenge to overwhelm you or something comes up in life and you don't take action, the unfortunate truth, the unfortunate reality of that is there's a good chance you never actually create a successful digital product business. And I don't want that for you. I want you to find success. And what success looks like is taking action and allowing yourself the ability to be imperfect or fail. So failure is one of the things that I teach to all my students because I think it's one of the most important skills to master, is actually learning how to fail. And that might sound backwards, but I want you to flip how you see failure, because failure isn't the end unless you let it be. If you post a video and it gets 0 views, did you fail? In some people's definition, yes, you didn't get the outcome you wanted. But were you able to learn and understand why it got 0 views? Were you able to practice getting better at making videos, posting it, making the thumbnail, getting in front of the camera? Okay, that's a huge win. It's about how you view failure. So we're focused more on the inputs than the outputs, meaning posting a video is a win in itself. The outcome of the video doesn't necessarily matter in the short term, because failure is feedback. The more you fail, the quicker you fail, the quicker you can get feedback, the quicker you can improve your product, improve your content, improve your website. And luckily, a lot of the stuff in here I've gone through and I've seen people fail. So we're gonna skip a lot of the failing. But just know, if you do feel like at one point in the challenge, like, damn, I'm failing at this, flip that to, no, I'm learning right now. And I credit a lot of my success to failing, because winners fail the most because they try the most. It's natural as a defense mechanism to put up this wall and be like, oh, I'm not gonna try because I don't wanna fail. Because you can't fail if you don't try, except for the fact that that's failing in itself, but it feels safe. You can't miss a basketball free throw if you don't take it, but you also can't make it. I want you to stop adding pressure to what you're doing. So I want you to imagine real quick a plank of wood, like a 2x4 plank of wood on the ground, right? I want you to just imagine balancing on that and walking across it. Pretty easy, right? No big deal. Probably wouldn't have much pressure, especially if no one's watching. Like, who cares? Just walk across the plank. Like, I already walk every single day. Now take that same plank and put it on a skyscraper and now walk across it. Pretty scary, right? The thing to note here is the task itself didn't change. You're walking across a 2x4. Only the pressure you put on how important it is to walk across a 2x4. Because up in a skyscraper between two buildings, pretty important that you don't fall off that 2x4. And sometimes we can put this false pressure on ourselves like we're walking on a 2x4 over a whole city. But in reality, we're just creating a product and posting some content. It's pretty simple. You're not gonna die. I want you to practice small fails. So in this challenge, you're gonna post a video that's not perfect. You're gonna launch a product and no one's gonna buy initially. You're gonna send a DM and people aren't gonna reply. But the more you fail, the less scary it feels to fail. And that's where the tolerance builds up. The more you're willing to accept failure, the more success you're actually gonna have. Because I want you to ask yourself, what's the worst that could actually happen? Will any of this really matter in 5 years? Like, if you posted a video and like it got like 100 views and someone comments, this video is boring. Like, doesn't feel great in the moment, right? But like, will that even matter in 5 years? Especially if you stay with it. There's videos that I'm embarrassed about posting in the past, but I'm so glad I did, because I learned and I built a real successful business from it. I was scared of, friends or family seeing my videos that weren't perfect, but I still did it anyways. And that laid the foundation to running a really successful online business that's allowed me freedom and to generate over $1 million in profit through digital product sales. Had I been so worked up about what will people think and not posted, I would never have got here. So even if the worst case scenario happens, could you bounce back? Yeah. So actually, the worst isn't that bad. The worst is not doing it, and 5 years from now, not having freedom, not having a business that prints you ridiculous money every single day on autopilot. That's the worst case scenario, because small wins or small failures stack, right? So don't stress about getting to your first $10,000 a month. I see it all over the internet. You need to make $10,000 a month. That's where true freedom comes from. To some extent, I think money is important, but what's really important is having the systems and getting up and running, getting started. Because once you make $100 online, it's way easier to go from 100 to 1,000 than from 0 to 100. So we just need to focus on your first sale, and then the next, and then the next. So with that being said, I want you to fail fast and learn faster. It's really easy in your head to be like, well, I could spend 3 weeks on launching my digital product and it'll be this much better. And that's true. 1 day of work, you'll see what to fix. 1 month of work, you'll still have stuff to fix. 1 year of work, yep, there's still stuff to fix. But that's the beauty with digital products. You can launch and improve after you've already made sales. You can get feedback from buyers. You can post something and improve. So one thing I want to get through your head is perfection is a lie and progression is the truth. Now that we've got through all of that, you got set up, you're ready to take action. You might be asking, like, what is an actual digital product? Maybe you already know, maybe you're not 100% sure of like, what should I create? This is where I'm going to start giving you ideas and allow you to start thinking about what you want to create. So some simple digital product ideas. Now, this is not everything. There are infinite digital products that you can create, and I think that's really important to note. But here are some ideas of some common places people start. So video editors have LUTs, presets, templates. These are all files that video editors can save through their video editing software and then upload to a website and sell to save time or do something that other editors don't know how to do. Same thing with photographers. They can do Lightroom presets, guides, templates, maybe how to use their camera, settings, all this stuff. Something that will help people either save time or do something better. Now, music producers have sample packs, MIDI kits, and drum kits. So stuff that producers can create that will allow other producers to make music faster, easier, better. And this is not all of the ideas. Of course, a music producer could create a course or a community, a lot of different possibilities. There are just some simple ones. Designers have fonts, templates, icons, coaches and consultants, ebooks, courses, memberships. So these are just some simple ideas to get you thinking about what's possible. Now, if you're not on this list, like a video editor, photographer, a coach, or consultant, there's a skill that you have that you can package into a digital product. Say you're really into fitness, you could create a workout program or do one-on-one coaching, or you could even make a cookbook on what foods that you eat to stay in shape. So just because maybe you don't use an editing software and you can't save the file, think about what skills you have or what knowledge you have that you can package into a digital product. Now, the rule that I want you to follow, especially for your first one, if you've never made a digital product ever before, your first product should be simple. Do not overcomplicate it. This is so important because getting it up and running, making your first product will teach you so many things and you'll get paid to learn that you can now go and repeat and make new products in the future. If you spend months creating something and then finally launch it, you're gonna be burnt out by the time it launches, and chances are it's probably not gonna be as good as you actually think it will be. So I want you to pick a no-brainer product for yourself. So ask yourself, what do I already create that people ask me for? So if you're a video editor, chances are you have some skill that people are like, whoa, this is really cool that you do. Think about those times where people have been like, how'd you do that? What software you like? All the questions you get on a day-to-day basis from your friends, maybe you already have a following, or from even client work. What are the things you're actually good at that people ask for? And then also think, what could you do to save someone time or even yourself that would make their life easier or your life easier? So maybe you already know, like you're like, I do this thing every single day and I wish I had something that just like saved me time doing it, right? So for example, if you're a video editor, it's like I do these text animations every single day and I do it from start. What if I just turn them into presets? It would not only help me, but it would help other people. You know, an example of that for the fitness, just so we can kind of show a few different examples, is like, well, I track my workout every single day, but I do it in like my notes app and it's like really confusing. Like, what if you just made like a very like concise workout tracker. There are things for everything. So what could you do that would save time or make someone's life easier? Not only theirs, but yours. And chances are, if you can solve a problem for you, you're also solving a problem for other people. And then what skills, and this is the easy one to overlook. So what are the skills that you use every single day that you use without even thinking about? Because oftentimes that's some of the best places to start. Now, it might be so obvious and easy to you that you might overthink even turning it into a digital product. Like everyone knows how to do that. But that's not the reality. That's where your skill is. Because you've spent time learning the skill and getting good at something, it feels effortless to you. But just remember, when you first didn't know how to do it, it took you time and effort. So there's a lot of things that if you do consistently daily, there are skills and ideas that you can take and turn into digital products there. Now, the next thing is, I want you to keep it simple, but specific. Because being specific in a digital product early on allows people to decide if it's for them or not. So most people overthink their first product, right? It doesn't need to do 100 different things. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be useful. So for example, this challenge in itself, I could have made this massive course on building a personal brand, scaling to 10K a month, running sales funnels, keeping customers long-term. These are all things I know how to do, right? But I didn't. I cut straight to the most important step, right? Helping you launch your first digital product right now. Because I know that that's a very useful thing that is attractive to a lot of people, that I don't have to go and overcomplicate and build out this massive 10-hour course on everything I know, but instead I'm gonna give you the tools to get started with this. So I want you to start small and grow later. So for example, a video editor. The simple, small version is a preset pack. Then from that, you can maybe add a workflow course onto that, showing how you use the presets, how you go about editing, all that stuff. That takes a little bit more time because you have to record videos and also make the preset pack. So there's two things. Some people I get in and I just start helping and they're like, I want to make this monthly subscription with all these presets on everything I know how to do. Also course content on not only how to edit, but also how to get clients and like all these different grand things. And I think this is an amazing idea. It's just not your first digital product. You start small and you add on and you keep growing and you get paid to grow your catalog of tools and digital products. And then maybe eventually you can have this monthly subscription with presets and courses and all this stuff built out. But if you go for that from day one, first of all, you're not gonna build something that's really as amazing as you think because there's gonna be so many things you're gonna not even consider. But also one thing that people don't think about is when they're building this massive product that does everything, it's really hard to tell people like what it does because it does everything. So it's like, it kind of just loses a little bit of the attractiveness of it. So for example, right now I run Creator Pass Mentorship. What started as a simple course, there was just one simple course, has now grown into the complete system for creators to build a digital product, get it up and running, make sales, scale, grow their personal brand. It even has software, right? So inside, just for an example of what you'd get if you signed up, is you get all of my course content. So not only this, but all the other course content I have on personal branding, running ads, sending emails, all the things that basically everything that I know. And then also all the workshops. So the calls that I do that are live presentations. You get weekly live calls with me. So you can ask personalized questions. You get 10K month hot seats where we interview other Creator Pass members who have gone from $0 to $10,000 and we ask them how they did it. You get a private WhatsApp group chat with direct access to me and all the other members. And you even get the software that you're using too, Creator Pass OS. That's something that has taken me well over a year to build and scale up because there's so much course content. There's so many workshops. There's weekly calls with me. There's a WhatsApp group chat. There's software that if I just wanted to launch that from the beginning, it would have been very overwhelming. And I also just wouldn't have known what people actually wanted. Because I grew over time, my paying customers were able to give me feedback and I was able to make it better because I grew with them. And doing it that way actually makes it more profitable, easier to get started, and you learn a lot more throughout the journey. Creator Pass Mentorship has literally become the go-to program for creators who want freedom, purpose, and 10K a month without clients or having to trade their time for money. But I think it's really important that it's this amazing grand thing now to note that it didn't start like this. It was one simple course at first. So the truth is your first product is just the beginning. I want you to launch small, learn fast, and build bigger later. So I want you to start thinking about some useful products that came up in your mind while I was going through this, like things that you might be good at, ideas. And in the next section, I'll show you also how to use the AI that I've built for you to launch digital products and get ideas from there, because I think that's also really important. But this should hopefully give you a general idea of what you can start creating, and also give you the direction of what to create and maybe what not to create for your first digital product. Okay, so now we're on to creating your first digital product. This is where you're actually gonna go through and create your digital product that you're gonna sell. So there are tons of ways to make digital products. I mean, like literally infinite. So with that in mind, don't be overwhelmed, but just start thinking about what is a simple way I can create. Don't overcomplicate the process. Just because there's a bunch of different ways you can record course content, just find the one that you know how to use. For example, I'm recording on my camera right now, but you can also use softwares like OBS or Loom. There's a billion different ways to do it. Find out the one that you know how to do and then start doing it. And you can always improve later. I'm gonna go through this document here first and kind of give you some ideas. And I'm also gonna go and show you how to use the AI that I've built to get ideas and help you think about what to create, and it'll also point you in the right direction. I've literally downloaded all of this course information into the AI and trained it on what I know. So asking the AI questions will kind of be like asking me questions, so it'll assist you throughout the journey. So first and foremost, when making your digital product, I want you to reverse engineer the process. Ask yourself, how can I turn what I know into something people can use? That's kind of the essence of a digital product. It might be a hard disconnect right now of like, how can I take this knowledge of whatever I know and turn it into something people can use? And the way that I want you to think about that is there's probably a bunch of different ways you can take that skill and turn it into a digital product. But what is the simplest way you can turn that skill or knowledge into something people can help? And then also, what tool or software do you already use that makes this easy? So for example, like I was saying, the way I'm screen recording for a course is not the only way to do it. There are so many different ways to record for a course. Like right now I'm using my camera and an iPad, but you can also just use your laptop and use a software like Loom and have it there. I've done that in the past. Actually, a lot of my course content's that way, but it's finding the workflow that works for you. And that's gonna be easy to get started because momentum's number one. You can always go and remake the digital product or re-record the course once you get some sales and some feedback. So start with what you know. If you're a video editor and you have some presets already made, maybe start with that. It's kind of what you already know. You don't really have to relearn how to do something completely, and you can get it up and running quicker. So for example, if you edit photos, save your presets. If you edit videos, export your LUTs or templates. If you teach, record a Loom video or make a PDF in Canva. These are really simple ways to get something up and running at the beginning. I want you to take action first and don't wait until it's perfect, like we were discussing earlier. And if you don't know how to actually turn what you know into a digital product, something downloadable, because that's really what a digital product is. First and foremost, I'd ask the ChatGPT AI that I trained, because it'll probably point you in the right direction. Even a simple YouTube video can really help you save a preset file in Premiere Pro. Super tactical, right? Like there's no way I could possibly go through and show you how to make every single digital product ever, because there's infinite. But if you're like, I want to help people make these text effects I make in Premiere Pro, you can ask the AI that I've trained, how do you think the best way to save this is? It'll probably recommend some preset file or maybe some MoGuard or something like that. And then you can ask it, how do I create that file? And then from there, it will give you a list of instructions. You could probably watch a YouTube video and you'll be able to save it. I want you to remember that your first product isn't your last, it's your starting point. So the action item that I want you to do is go through and start creating. Start with what you know. Start creating your product today. Even if it's just the first draft, get something real made, because you can't sell an idea when it's just an idea. You can only sell a product. So we're gonna hop over to the computer and I'm gonna show you how to use the AI to get up and running with digital products. So now we're over on ChatGPT using the digital product launch AI GPT that I created alongside this course. So it's trained on all the course content, but then also additional stuff that I know about selling digital products. So when you're stuck somewhere, feel free to ask the AI and it should point you in the right direction. Now, with that being said, it doesn't know everything. It doesn't know the answer to your problems perfectly, but it should be able to point you in the right direction. Trust your intuition, trust your gut, know what you want to create, and don't let it completely guide you away from what you want to create, but also trust it enough because it does know a lot of stuff about digital products. I want to click, we're kind of on this stage right now. We're going to be creating an offer later, but help me think of my digital product. So I'm just gonna click that and it's gonna ask me a few questions. So it says, let's start by narrowing things down. The fastest way to pick your digital product is to look at 3 key zones: your skills and expertise, your audience problems, and simple product formulas. So what do people already ask you for help with? Editing, design, music production, teaching, coaching, etc. Your audience problems. What something your ideal audience struggles with that you could solve quickly? Simple product ideas. What's the easiest you can create in 14 days? Templates, presets, mini course, workshop, replay, swipe file, ebook, checklist, guide. Here are some ideas: video editors, Premiere Pro, DaVinci presets, video editing workflow guides, and it just goes through. You can read this all. It'll say something similar to you. General creators, how I landed my first client. Cool. Quick tip: the first product doesn't need to be huge. It needs to be useful and easy to consume and specific. Solve one problem really well. It's really good advice. So then it asked me, let's do this right now. What's your main skill or niche right now? And do you have an audience, or are you starting from scratch? Let's just say I'm starting from scratch. So what I like to do is use this voice note feature, because then you can literally just talk to it like a friend and you don't have to type anything out. It makes it super easy. So I'm gonna click the recording. So my main skill right now, I would say probably is either video editing or helping creators sell digital products, monetizing their skill into a digital product that they can sell without having to trade time for money. Do I already have an audience, or am I starting from scratch? I'm starting from scratch right now. I think, I'm making a new channel. I don't have any traction or anything. I don't know. I'm just kind of lost right now. If you could help me, point me in the right direction, maybe that'd be helpful. So now it's just going to transcribe what I just said, and then we're going to click send. Okay, it says option 1, lean into your video editing, easiest proof of concept to start. Editing, presets and assets, LUTs, transition, sound effects, a beginner's guide, a short PDF or video course teaching creators how to edit faster, content creation toolkit like YouTube thumbnails, videos, script outlines, or a checklist, why this works, and then position yourself as monetize your skill mentor, help package your skill into a digital product. I think this one, it gave me option 2 because I said I don't have a following, and I think this is a little harder to sell when you don't have a following, but I think this is probably what I would lean into because it's what I'm doing right now. But starting from scratch, strategy, no audience yet. Since you're building a new channel, you want a product that's fast and easy to create, ideally under 7 days, easy to explain in 1 sentence, and useful immediately. It's recommending me to start with video editing and then maybe help people in the future, because it knows that I don't have a following and it knows that I haven't done it because I said I started from scratch. Had I said like where I'm actually at, it would probably give me different recommendations. So let me just go ahead and say that just to show it will tailor to your personal needs. So actually I have been doing this for a long time now. I've been selling digital products and editing assets for over 5 years, and I've made over $1 million in profit. So I actually think going with option 2 is better because I do have an existing following of 170,000 subscribers on YouTube. Can you give me some ideas of what products I can do there? So I just wanted to go more personally to my skill right at the moment, but you can see how it'll recommend wherever you're at in the journey. See, yeah, it says, oh, that's changed everything. So just let it know what stage you're currently at, and it will give you a lot of valuable advice. Digital product starter kit, product idea workshop, sales page for Creator Pass OS, pricing, mini course, low ticket, live workshop, launch your first product in 14 days. It even knows the software you use, like Creator Pass OS. So if you have questions about what to do inside of it, it will a lot of times help you in the right direction. Obviously it doesn't know everything about the software, but if you have a tactical quick question, a lot of times it can point you in the right direction. It's even saying create sales pages for Creator Pass OS. That's actually interesting. Launch your first product in 14 days, which is funny because of what I'm currently doing. I think I'm gonna go with the live workshop, launch your first product in 14 days. Can you give me some things that I would have to create for that, what that would really look like, and maybe a clear plan on getting that built in, I don't know, the next 3 days for me, at least the product side of it. So I just told it that, I'm I like that idea, but I don't really know what to do. And also, can you give me a plan to get it launched in 3 days? I think that's a good time for a lot of you guys building your first digital product, is a 3-day window to actually build the thing, because we still have to put it on a website, create content and all that stuff in the 14-day challenge. So I'd recommend you stay around 3-ish days building, because if you really dedicate some time to it, you can get it done. Okay, so format: 1 live Zoom call for 90 to 120 minutes, price $49 to $97, accessible but valuable. By the end, attendees will have their chosen idea, package, and launch their product. Pick workshop date, workshop flow, mindset, idea, packaging, launch, action. Bonus is a PDF, create the sales page. Okay, so it's helping me, That's amazing. It literally just broke down what I need to do in 3 days. So it's saying a live workshop, and then this is where you can push back and stuff. Nice, that seems really helpful. Can you give me a checklist of things that I have to do each day and try to keep it as simple as possible? That way I just have like one primary action step per day for 3 days getting this up and launched. So for example, I think maybe having something like planning out the course, recording it, and then getting it onboarded onto Creator Pass OS would be really helpful. Obviously there's gonna be subset things, but if you could just simply help me break it down into 3 simple tasks for 3 separate days, that'd be incredible. So basically just asking a little bit more to be like, hey, can you just help me really understand what I need to do each day? And it should give me a general checklist. Okay, day 1, amazing. 3-day mini course build checklist. Plan it. Pick your module outline, 5 to 7 lessons max. Decide what deliverables and bonuses you'll include, PDFs, roadmap, templates, and then write quick bullet points for scripts for each lesson. So recording goes smooth. So that's helpful. That'll probably be the main thing I have to do that day. And then record it, create simple ideas, visual slides, keep it lightweight, record each module, webcam plus screen share, export, save, and then upload it. Go to Creator Pass OS, organize into modules. And then you can like ask questions and break stuff down. So for example, if you're like, dang, I don't know how to record webcam and screen share, you could be like, what is the simplest way to record my screen and webcam at the same time and just get it recorded? Like I'm struggling on day 2 right now. I have the presentation kind of built out. I already have the script, but what software, what can I do to make it as easy as possible? I don't really know how to do it. So then just like that, it's recommended me 3 things. Loom, something I actually use. There's a free plan that lets you record screens and webcams at the same time. Click install, it even shows you how to install it. So basically any question you're kind of stuck with inside of actually building, you can go and ask this AI, and between that and YouTube, you should be able to learn how to do everything as far as building your product. Because there are so many different ways to build products, you will have to be a little resourceful here, but hopefully just showing how to use this AI with the voice note will really help you on the journey, because this is literally exactly how I planned recording this course. I wrote everything down on this whiteboard right over here, and then I just took a photo of it and uploaded it to this exact AI and said, hey, can you make me a plan from that? So you can go and send voice notes, or you can even write it down on a piece of paper, take a photo of it and upload it. But that's your next action item. Over the next 3 days, build your first digital product and make sure you use this AI software. It will help point you in the right direction and assist on the journey. You don't have to take up all 3 days. If you already have stuff built, feel free to launch quicker. But just note, after like 3 days of really going for it, you should have something at least launchable. Again, remember, simple and useful over super overcomplicated and a bunch of different features. Like it shouldn't have to do 100 different things. The best, at least the beginning. That's something we build up to over time. One of the most important steps, and the step that I see a lot of people really struggle with, is creating an offer that sells that. And if you don't understand what an offer is, I'm gonna go ahead and explain. Because digital products aren't physical, right? Like I can't hold up this iPad and be like, this is what you get when you download the digital product, because it's just a file, right? So you have to create an offer that clearly explains what people get and why they should get it, and make it in a really attractive way. Most creators make the mistake of just selling a product, but the real secret is you sell an offer. The main objective of creating an offer is packaging your digital product in a way where buying it feels like a no-brainer. One of the biggest mistakes I see alongside that is, because you're the creator of it, you understand how good it is and how much it can help people, but you assume people know how your product will help them and why they should buy it. You have to explain to them, you have to show them. So because you built a digital product that really solves a problem, you identified what can help me save time or help other people, or what am I good at? Think about, what pain point are you solving? Maybe you're solving time, or maybe you're showing how to do something that people don't know how to do. Maybe it's a combination of both of them. How does your product make life easier? So for example, even just a way to describe it, you should be able to clearly articulate what your product does in a sentence. A bad example is, if you're a video editor, a pack of 10 presets. What? Like, what do the presets do? How do they help you? Do they save time? Do they make something better? A good one is, add pro level shake instantly with 10 drag and drop presets. 10 drag and drop Premiere Pro presets. The more clearly you can articulate what your product does and how it can help someone, the better it can be. So naming it the right way. I think early on, one of the better ways to name is literal. So there's gonna be three kind of ways that I go through and explain. So literal means simple and clear. Cinematic LUT pack. What does that help you do? It helps you make cinematic looking colors, right? Outcome based. Focus on the result. Instant film look LUTs. Now that's kind of a mixture of the literal and outcome. It shows you that it's instant film look LUTs. Now catchy, this one's a little harder to do and execute. It's something I've done in the past, like for example, Shake Sauce. It's a Shake plugin software that I made for After Effects, and it helps you make like Shake effects in the editing software. It's kind of like a mixture of literal and catchy because it at least has the word shake in it, but it doesn't really tell you what it does. But it's memorable is the more important thing. People are gonna talk about it. It's kind of similar to what I did with Creator Pass. But I think early on, starting out and just having a literal or outcome focused one is a really great way about naming your product because it's easily understandable. What do the instant film look LUTs do? Like you could probably ask pretty much anyone that understands what a LUT is and they would know. For those of you guys that don't know LUTs, they're just basically files on your computer for video editors that allow you to drag and drop and instantly color your footage from like bland looking to like looking professional. Now, I'm also not saying that LUTs are the only product to build. Some tips that I would recommend are keep it short, make it descriptive, focus on the outcome, and then also say it out loud. Does it sound good? Like if it just sounds weird, like reconsider the way you talk about it. So nextly, you need to show what's inside. People don't know until you show them because it's not an iPad, right? I can't just hold it up and be like, this is what you get when you download it. It's a file on your computer. You have to make a clean product image. Now this depends on the type of digital product you're making. For example, if you're making like a course, you don't really need a product image as much. Maybe you need a video explaining what's in the course, and that can be done that way. So some tools that I've used to make product images are Canva and Photoshop. Also using Sora, that's connected with ChatGPT, to make renderings of stuff is pretty easy. You can even ask the AI launch that I have how to make a product image with ChatGPT or Sora, and it'll help you with that. Some things, if you can show it in action, a before and after. So this is more so for the video editors or the music producers and the people that have like files or software that they can create. Show what the video looked like before you applied the color grade and after, right? Like it's pretty easy. Like people are very visual people. So if you can visually show what you get, that's amazing. So example, LUT before and after. And then write a product description that sells. So don't just list features, sell the benefits. And this is huge, right? No one cares that you get 55 preset files or 10 PDF, like no one cares about how, when you notice like when I was promoting this course that you're watching in Creator Pass OS, I wasn't like, watch this 2.5 hour, like no one cares about the 2.5 hour course, right? I'm helping you create a digital product, get it on a website and make a sale in 14 days. That way you can start a profitable digital product business and create a life of freedom. You don't care how long the course is. If I could do that in a 3-minute course, you'd be happy. So a lot of times people focus on the feature, the length, the amount of stuff, and you can say it. Like I'm not saying you don't have to, you don't have to avoid saying it, but it's not really as much of a selling feature as you think. A formula is call out the problem or goal, show how your product solves it, explain what's inside and why it matters, and tell them exactly what to do next. So for example, a bad description of a product is 10 cinematic LUTs. Another way to describe it in the description is, want your videos to look cinematic without hours of editing? These 10 LUTs give you a pro look in just one click. Works on any camera and any software. Now, obviously don't lie if it doesn't work on, make it based in reality. Like if it only works for a specific software or only for a specific camera, say that. With a good description, you address a problem, you show how your product solves it, you show the features and the benefits of it, and then you can tell them to download it. Now, the next part of the offer creation, and this is where people honestly struggle with the most in the offer creation, other than maybe just clearly expressing what their problem or their product actually does, is they don't price it right. Now, you need to price it right, not only because pricing it properly allows you to do this full time and create a life of freedom, but also because if you price it too cheaply or too expensive, it's actually a turnoff. You might think selling something for $5 is like everyone in the world's gonna buy it, when in reality, you don't think about how that makes your product perceived by other people. A really cheap product in my eyes, I'm not really interested in buying super cheap digital products because oftentimes I know that people didn't put a lot of time and effort into it. It's actually not, at least that's what I think. Even if they did put a lot of time and effort into it, it makes me think that, oh, this thing's actually not that good, because why would they charge $5 for it? So you don't price on effort, even if you already have it pretty much built because you're really great at it. You price on value. So a $50 course compared to a $500 course, what's the actual difference? Like, that's something to think about, because oftentimes someone that prices a course at $50 versus $500, there's really not that much of a difference in the quality of the product, but the perception of it is the $500 one's better. Also, you make 10 times more money when you sell something for $500 versus $50. Now, I'm not saying that courses should all be sold for $500 versus $50. I think there's times and places for both of them, but it's just important to note, you don't need to price on what other people are doing. You need to price it on the value and what it's worth. Because let's use an example of a video editor again. You might already have a lot of these files on your computer and they're really great presets and they're really, really good, but you already have them. So it doesn't take you much effort. So you're like, you know what? I'm gonna charge $5 for these presets because it didn't really take me that much time or effort. But you didn't account the 5 years of learning that went into becoming a really good editor that created those presets. Because it's not, you don't charge based on the effort you put in, but the value you give. Some other things I've seen people do really well is add tiers. So basic versus premium, single versus bundle. For example, one of my first successful digital products was a paper overlay asset for editors. It's called the Ultimate Texture Bundle. And inside that, there was 3 separate products that I promoted into one bundle. And keep in mind, this was 4 years ago, and I feel like digital products have been more widely accepted. People are willing to spend more money on digital products, and data actually suggests that. So 77 at the time was like kind of unheard of, at least in the space. Like, a lot of people for editing presets weren't charging that much, but it was premium and I bundled it in a way where it made sense to buy. For example, I had each of the products were, $47 or $57, but all combined you can get it for 77. So you could either spend, close to $200 or $77 and get them all. Using anchors like normally $250 to day $150. I would only do this if that's actually true, like genuinely running sales or bundling stuff together, like $250 bought individually, bundled $150, right? Give them a reason for it to be actually cheaper. And then add bonuses to boost value. So maybe you buy your preset or PDF, and alongside that, you get a 10-minute mini course on how to use it. That's a bonus that you can add in. That's like $100 value free. So you just made the product up $100 and added value and made it easier to charge more. So adding bonuses makes stuff irresistible. A strong offer feels like a steal because of all its extras. So bonus free course, like I was just saying, $150 value, extra files, 15, behind the scenes tutorial, $50 value. Bundle it all up. 10 LUTs, bonus course, bonus LUT, bonus tutorial, $315 value, you pay $150. So that's how you took some LUTs that other creators are selling. I think this is where a lot of people struggle with digital products, is they don't add bonuses, so their products aren't perceived high, so you can't charge accordingly. I think right now, the sweet spot for low ticket digital products, so like downloadable files, is anywhere from 50 to 150. And this is just me seeing and working with a bunch of creators that are selling digital products right now. This is where I see a lot of people crushing. 50, you have to have a little bit more volume. If you're just starting, honestly, I would aim for the closer to the 150 mark. Figure out how can you make your product more valuable. So it's the bonus courses, the bonus LUT file, the bonus tutorial, the video course alongside it. Like, these are things that you can do for all digital products. Now, that is for low ticket. I'm also seeing anywhere from 250 to like 1,500 for courses, like standalone courses are doing really well, depending on what you're selling. And then like mentorship, anywhere from like 3,000 to like 5,000 is like very accepted right now. 5,000 is like very accepted right now. Mid, high. It's not always best to be here, the cheapest. I think about your skill set and what makes sense. If I were to get started now and I would probably want to fall right here, just because I think that's like the sweet spot for digital products. I would probably aim to make your first digital product anywhere from 100 to like $250, because there you can deliver proper value. You can help people in a meaningful way. It's a substantial amount of money when someone buys, but it's also not so expensive that you feel like you have to over deliver. Because remember, we're building our first digital product, which you can eventually, charge more in the future. But right now, I think any kind of downloadable file with a course added on and maybe some bonus files could easily fall in this $100 to $250 range. And we can reverse engineer our goals. So if you want to make $100,000 a year, you have to make $274 a day. If you charge $100, you have to sell 3. If you charge $150, you have to sell 2, not even 2. If you charge $274, you only have to sell 1 and price accordingly. It's a lot harder, when you're on the lower end. I see a lot of people start their digital product and they're like, I'm gonna charge $10 because I'm just gonna get so many sales. Especially early on with a lower following. I think this range right here is a really great spot to look and start, because if you're not confident in your product, I think it's still easy enough to ask for $100 to $250 without feeling like, dang, like I'm really overcharging for this. But it's also still enough to make a sizable amount. Like say, for example, you sold something for $100 and you were able to sell 1 every 3 days for the whole month. So 10 basically a month. That'd be $1,000 in your first month just selling a $100 thing, or $2,500 if you were selling for $250. I think that's like a substantial amount of money for getting started, right? There's obviously ways to scale this beyond, but I think it's important to just note and understand what this could look like. And the lower you go, say you sell for $10, right? And I see a lot of people actually do this when they first start. They sell, oftentimes it's perceived less valuable, so less people actually buy. But then when you sell 10 of them, you make $100, right? For 10 sales, 10x sales, right? You're making what you would make if you just sold 1 for 100. And oftentimes you can over deliver, ask them how they're doing, check up on your first customer, make sure you over deliver and make them happy for $100 because it feels worth your time. So I want you to create a strong CTA. If you don't tell people what to do, they won't buy. So clear and urgent, download now, instant download, limited for the first 5 buyers, love it or get a refund. I'm not a huge fan of refunds, but they do work. Like if you are gonna guarantee them, there's gonna be people that take you up on a refund, and it might feel like they're gamifying the system, but it will also convince more people to buy. I like, especially with digital products, I like the phrase instant download, limiting, like for example, maybe you want to sell your digital product for $200, but for the first 10, you sell it for 100. And then you just on the website, literally just have a countdown from every single time it sells. So it just drives more and more urgency as more people buy. And then actually, because we run an ethical business, move it to 200 when you sell the 10. You don't want to use these fake sale tactics because I think it just is shady, and you want to build a long-term personal brand that people actually respect and continue to buy from. So there's an ultimate offer checklist that I want you to go through now. I want you to see, does your product solve a clear problem? And do you communicate that in the offer? Does it have an easy and descriptive name? Does it look premium or is it presented premium? I think in the digital product space, it's in your best interest to be seen as the premium option, especially if you don't have a large following. Does the description sell the benefits over the features? Is it priced on value and not effort? So are you actually making a decent amount of money when you generate a sale? Does it include irresistible bonuses? And does it end with a strong CTA? Do you somewhere say what they want to do? So for example, think about this challenge, right? It is a free 14-day challenge where you get an AI to launch, you get a free course, and you get access to the software that costs, if you were to individually buy it through different platforms like Shopify and do all the add-ons and apps, you'd probably be spending close to $500. But for you, you can get it up and running with the course, with the AI for free, and you can test if you even want to do this before paying for the software itself. Because if you do everything right, you'll be profitable before you even pay for the software, and it will pay for itself. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to use the digital product launch AI to create an amazing offer. I just went through what's really important in an offer, but the AI is also trained on this, and it can work with you one-on-one to assist in the journey. So I'm gonna click help me create an amazing offer for my digital product. I just went and did it on a different tab. That way we can try a different example. So it doesn't know anything about my current offer. It says, what's your core offer? It's asking me a few questions. And then they're gonna help me stack it perfectly. So I'm thinking let's do something different. I'm a YouTuber. I have figured out a way to generate views. I'm like thinking of a digital product on the spot. I think I'm just gonna do like a YouTube content creator toolkit. So, thumbnail, I'll probably make a thumbnail pack. That way people can just go and have like 10 pre-done thumbnail assets that they can kind of make their own thumbnails with. I'll record a little course on how to attract the right people in niche. Yeah, so let me just go through and kind of start spitballing. So my main digital product right now is helping content creators create YouTube content and speed up their workflow. So a video that used to take them a week, I'm gonna help them create it in one day, not only from the ideation to the recording, to the thumbnail, to posting and the perfect practices for it. So my main offer is efficiency. So I wanna help YouTubers create videos that used to take a week in one day. So first and foremost, I'm gonna have a course and an AI built for people to follow on how to think about creating YouTube videos. I'm then gonna have some video editing asset, like simple preset files that I use, like text animations, sound effects, presets that I use while editing, a thumbnail pack, and then a simple recording of me talking about best practices on title and tags and descriptions. Yeah, I could do a 14-day money back guarantee with like a little stipulation. If they like go and actually use it and don't like the workflow, they can return it. If they admit that it doesn't increase their productivity, then I'll give them their money back in 14 days. Urgency and scarcity. Yeah, let's do the first 10 people to buy will get a discount. And then yeah, just help me with pricing right now. I'm really struggling with pricing. So I just went through and gave a few different things. I did kind of list off a decent amount of different deliverables, mostly because I'm thinking about the product. I hadn't thought about it before I started recording, but also because I do have the skill set, I think I could probably make that digital product rather quickly. So I think that should be good. Let's see. The YouTube one-day workflow system. Like this is like literally like me not knowing anything. The YouTube workflow, the one-day workflow system. A course plus AI guide that shows creators how to go from idea, recording, editing, thumbnail, and publishing in just one day instead of 1 week. There is editing asset pack, thumbnail starter pack, YouTube SEO mini training, and workflow assistant. 14-day productivity guarantee. If they implement your system and it doesn't cut their video creation time, they get a refund. Okay, amazing. First 10 buyers get a discount. Could do a Q&A, don't want to do a Q&A. And this is what's important too, like because I don't want to do a Q&A doesn't mean you don't, right? So there's things that like you might be willing to do or might not be willing to do. And that's just as important to note. Like if you don't mind hopping on a call with someone that buys your digital product, that's a really strong value add. Just know where you value your time and what you want to charge, and then reverse engineer that. Because the cool thing about digital products is they can be anything you want. Just because AI recommends that I hop on a group Q&A for people that buy this product doesn't mean I have to, right? Doesn't mean that that's the only way to make it valuable. Your ideal audience: solo creators, small creators, and aspiring content creators. They're time poor but hungry for growth. They probably used to buying $50 to $300 digital products. Let's assign a value for stacking. The core workflow and AI system, editing asset pack, thumbnail, total value 57. Entry, one-time fee, mid-tier, and then this. Launch at 97 for the first 10 buyers, then raise to 147, frame it as $500 offer. I think that's pretty good. I'd probably charge, like, I think I have enough skill set where I would feel comfortable charging a lot more. I'd probably go to maybe 199 for the first 10 people, and then maybe raise it to 247 or something like that after. But I do think this is great. Like, this would be a no-brainer buy for a lot of people. So I'd see the strategy here. But yeah, it just really went through and helped me create all this. I'm just gonna like agree with a lot of this stuff so we can move on and see what it does. So question, do you want to position this course and asset back a one-time price, or do you want to involve mentorship? And this is where it gets cool. I'd recommend for your first digital product, keeping it one time and limiting the amount of time that you have to dedicate to it as far as delivery. So if I had to do weekly calls with people because of this, I was like, hey, you get access to a group as well. That would be, because I don't have a lot of people that are gonna buy right off the bat, I would be hopping on a weekly call with probably not a lot of people every single week forever, I guess. or however long you decide for a one-time payment. So that doesn't really make sense. It's important to keep that in note. Yeah, exactly. I really like this. I think let's launch it at 97 for the first 10 buyers and do 147 exactly how you want. I just need help coming up with the bonus value adds. Can you help me write like a product description and maybe help me think of a product image or video that I can include on the page and just kind of package it up a little bit better? Because I think everything you say here really resonates with kind of what I was trying to go for. So if we could help me package that up in description, product name, and product image as well, that'd be great. This is actually a really good product idea. Like it's crazy how easy AI, this digital product launch AI, assists you in the thinking process. Because like when I started talking, I was like, I have no clue what my product is. And by the end, I'm like, this is pretty helpful. 1 day YouTube workflow. YouTube in a day, the 1 day YouTube workflow, creator speed system. I like YouTube in a day. That's kind of fire. Bonus alley, Notion templates, viral hooks, behind the scenes. Does it take you a week to make a video? It used to take me that long too. Now I can create full videos in just 1 day. From idea, recording, editing, thumbnail, and upload. And I'm gonna show you how. Show recording of presets and templates. The first 10 creators get in 97. After that, the price goes up. I probably wouldn't say that in the video just so it doesn't like date itself, but yeah. I can draft the full offer stack. Yeah, do that. Let's just see what it happens. Like I'm not giving it any guidance. It just said like I can craft. Let's just see. So this is where it's helping me make the landing page on Creator Pass OS. Let's see. Create YouTube videos in 1 day instead of 1 week. The proven workflow to go from idea, recording, editing, thumbnail, and upload in just 1 day. If you've been struggling with YouTube because videos take forever to make, this is for you. When you join, you'll get the YouTube 1 day workflow. You'll unlock a step-by-step course plus AI guide. Learn the exact workflow to create videos 5 times faster with an AI assistant that helps you brainstorm and plan. Editing asset pack. My personal presets, text animations, and sound effects that save you hours in the edit. And the thumbnail starter pack. Professionally designed templates to create clickable thumbnails in minutes. YouTube SEO mini training. Best practices for titles, tags, and descriptions so your videos get discovered. Fast action bonuses, launch only content calendar, viral hooks, blah, blah, blah. Offers $700 today, 97, then the price goes up. 14-day productivity guarantee. If you use the system and it doesn't cut your video time, creation time, I will give you a refund, no hassle. Click the action, click the button below to secure your spot today. Remember, only 10. Get instant access now. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I think that's like really good. Like I would definitely go through and refine it a little bit and give a little bit more results. I mean, if you have testimonials or proof, this is also an important spot to add that stuff. Like I would show like how I've uploaded over 500 videos on my YouTube channel and got over 1 million views on one video and grow my channel from zero. Like I would talk about the things that I've done. Now, obviously, I don't think it's necessary because I think this is like, it's not even really claiming I'm an authoritative figure here. It's just showing the value. But if you do have the added authority, I think that's also really helpful. Visual mockup. Let's just see what it does. Yeah. Can you help with visual mockup? Main content, digital product, a laptop screen, 1 day YouTube, phone screen with your AI assistant tool, the floating asset card representing editing pack. I love this actually. That's actually so fire. Like I'm just imagining a laptop in the middle, 1 day YouTube workflow, a phone with an AI assistant, and then editing packs, thumbnail pack, and content calendar, 1 day YouTube workflow. Now I know ChatGPT is not the best. Can you make me this image? Let's just see. I haven't tested this. I'm just curious. I'm gonna expect that it's not the best, but we'll see what it creates just to give an idea of what we can create, and then we can go use tools like Canva and Photoshop to at least have some inspiration from. Also, Sora is really great, SORA, which is also a ChatGPT product. They're really great at creating mockups and stuff. So I think you do have to pay for ChatGPT there, but it could be worth it, especially if you're struggling creating stuff. But Canva has some really great free templates that I would recommend. If you're not looking to spend any money, Canva is fantastic. So ChatGPT actually came up with a really great product image. Like I honestly don't think I would, I think this is fantastic. At least for launching, like this is all you need. You could even just go in Photoshop or Canva and like replace some of this text because editing presets, thumbnail pack, content calendar, launch price, first 10 only. Maybe you could clean up the title here, but this is incredible. And then you can use tools like Sora and make a horizontal one if you want, or you could even go in Canva and maybe like do like a YouTube thumbnail. Let's see. You can see all these YouTube thumbnail stuff, but if you just type laptop, let's see what comes up. You can see there's premium ones. So if you like any of the premium ones, you can, I think you can do a 30-day free trial and not pay anything and just cancel and play around with the different elements and stuff on screen. Honestly though, I think ChatGPT did a fantastic job, and I would use something closer to this if you even want to do a product thumbnail. So just like that, I went from, I kind of started after you guys in the course. I literally thought of the product idea on the spot, sent a voice note, and it helped me come up with the name, the offer, the value stack, a guarantee, scarcity and urgency, and a product image in maybe 10 minutes. So if you're struggling with the offer creation stage, definitely go ask the AI. It's literally trained on all of the course content, and then also everything that I know as far as creating an offer, and then also some bonus stuff in there. It's fantastic. This is the spot to create your offer. Now go ahead and spend the rest of the day creating your offer, and we'll move on to getting it actually up and purchasable. Okay, so now I want to help you get your store up and running and be able to collect payments and also have your digital download. It's a pretty important step, but it's pretty simple. So if you go in Creator Pass OS and go to payments, and then we're going to go to integrations, you can go ahead and connect. I would recommend connecting a Stripe account and then also your PayPal if you want. If you don't already have a Stripe account, I'll have it linked down below. You could go to stripe.com, set up a Stripe account. It takes a few minutes. And then you're going to go ahead and click connect. Once you connect those two, we can go to products. We want to create a product. I'm going to go ahead and make a product called the one-day YouTube workflow. I'm going to make sure it says included in inline store. And then I'm just going to take a quick and simple description. Stop spending a week on every video. With the system, you'll go from idea, recording, editing, thumbnail, upload in just one day. And then we're going to go to product media, which is our image, and just kind of copy and paste stuff. So we came up with this image. So we're going to go to file, save. And then we're just going to upload that image, select it and click insert file. And then we said we're going to charge 97 for the first 10 people. And then after that, it'll be 147. So we'll just do the compare at price 147. Now, this is where it's important to sync your Stripe and PayPal beforehand. So it will just automatically create that Stripe product. And then when you have your products here, you can go to your product and you just want to make sure it's a digital product. So you can go to prices and click here. And then instead of physical, you click digital, and then you can upload whatever file you want here. So if it's a video or a download, whatever it is, you can upload that there, and then the people will be auto sent that when they buy, and then you just want to click save. And now when we go to sites, you have a few different options. So if you want to go the more store route, the more like look like Shopify, we have a very simple store built that you can go and just customize yourself. So for example, we can go ahead and open this, and you can see your one-day YouTube workflow already pops up. You can go and customize all this stuff. You can see just like that, people can add to cart. And then once you link your Stripe, you can collect payment here, but this is their checkout. You can even add discount codes, stuff like that. So that's a really simple store way of doing that. If you want to edit anything, you can go to the editor, which is really intuitive to use. So for example, if you want to put your logo up here, you can go and upload a logo. So let's just say I wanted to upload the Creator Pass logo. I could do that just as simply as that. Could change the name to Creator Pass. And you can change the font, whatever you want here. And I'll probably just change the size of the logo. But these are all things you can go through and customize. It's rather simple to do. You can change all the different product pages here. So before we move on, we can click save. And now this is what the product page looks like. You just have to add the logo again, and you can set different things. Like if you wanted to remove the add to cart and just have it buy now, that way it goes instantly to checkout, you can do that. You can either choose to show or not the description, change the color of the add to cart. Like if you wanted it to be different, you could do that. So that's the store option. Now, if you want a more funnel/landing page, you can do that. There's an option that's with a video and there's an option without a video. So no VSL means no video sales letter. So that means there's no video. We'll go to the one with the sales letter just so you can see, and we can go to the perfect landing page here. And this is where you can go, and if you want to include a video, you can go and include maybe your YouTube video where you're talking about the product. You can now go and add your product images. So there we are. You can add your own text here and completely change colors too. So you don't have to do the Creator Pass green. If you want to change the background color to like white, you can do that, or whatever color you really want. I think black and white are two of the cleaner ones. I wouldn't overcomplicate it, but feel free to change your branding and logo. You could remove the Creator Pass logo and put your own, or you can just, if you don't have a logo, I wouldn't sweat it too much. You could literally just go do that. And then break down with your offer here. You can change the color by double clicking on text and changing to whatever color you want. You can add your own custom color if you want. And then you can fill out all these features, like comes with AI assistant, blah, 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 and then add an image of that. This landing page is a lot more effective if you're just sending people to one simple product and not a store. I know a lot of people like the store, but I think landing pages convert higher just because they can answer questions more. So for example, you can see how it has, you would say your product name or whatever. We can change that to the one-day YouTube workflow. And then just referencing the offer creation part, you can literally just paste your subheadline, play around with the size of the fonts. Whenever you want to view it, you can click this little view icon here. It's going to save it, and then you can test. So everything's already set up. So when you click download now, it brings you to the product offer here. And then you can click download now. It'll all bring you back here, and then it'll click get instant access, and it'll bring you to the next stage, which is your checkout. So we need to go and add our product here so you can actually check out. And then on the checkout page, go to products, add product, and then you just add the product that you already added, click save. And one last thing too, if you want to change where it goes to, so like for example, YouTube workflow is where I want the link to be. I can just update that. Then you can see when you click view page, it will bring you to creatorpasstest.com/YouTube workflow or whatever your link is, / whatever you want it to be. You can click download, get instant access, and then your product will be here. And then when you actually connect your Stripe, it'll have the payment options here as well, but people can go check out. And then lastly, they go to their order confirmation page, which you can customize, and they'll be sent an email with their download, but you can also go here. And this is really nice just because they'll just go to this after they check out. You can add your download here and just scroll down to the button action, download file, and then you can link it to whatever. So we could just do like the logo for right now, just to show. And then when someone gets this link, they click download now, and then they can save it. Just make sure to link your domain, and then also the default path can just be like store or funnel or something like that if you want. But that is how you have everything live. You can also check the stats here, so you can see what percentage of people got to this page, what percentage were unique, what percentage of people ordered, and when you have more data, it'll all populate here, just so you can track. Now, the other alternative too is if you're not selling a download, but more so a course or membership, you can also go into memberships and either sell a course, or if you want a full community, you can also do that here and just get it set up. It's pretty simple. You would just in course go to products, create product, and then in community, you would just go to communities and then click create a community. You have everything set up, you have your product, you have your offer, feeling good, but you're like, okay, how do I actually make my first sale? So in this section, I'm gonna show you how to make your first sale, and that's done through simple organic content. I think this is the foundation for building a strong personal brand and a real successful digital product business. Now, there's people argue that you can run ads and stuff. I like to be consistently making anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month through my digital products before I even consider running ads, because you want a strong system that's reliable before you just spend money. Because a lot of people think that spending ads is the shortcut or the answer because it's just gonna fix all my problems. But in reality, you need to go and figure out how to actually sell your product. And then once you have a formula, you can amplify that with ads. And that's how you can go from $3,000 a month to $10,000, $20,000 very easily, is ads. But getting you up and running and making your first sale and doing it for free is, in my opinion, the best way to do it. So what you're going to do is leverage content. So YouTube, you're gonna create a YouTube video showing how your product works. YouTube is gonna equal your sales video. So anytime you go to buy something, you're being sold, right? On the internet, you see people talking about their product and then they make you an offer and then you can buy it. That's what YouTube is. So we're gonna go ahead and bridge the gap. If you've never made a YouTube video before, don't worry, it's not that big of a deal. We're gonna make a quick YouTube video. It doesn't need to be fancy. We're just gonna show the value, show the insight. So this isn't how you have to make a YouTube video, but if you're struggling, this document in combination with the digital product launch AI will help you create a great video script. So in the first 5 seconds, it's typically pretty good to create or call out the desired problem or outcome. You could say something like, in this video, I'll show you how to create videos that used to take me a week in under a day using my content strategy 1-day formula or whatever. I don't know the product idea. Like, familiarize yourself with your product a little bit more. I forgot exactly what we called it, but basically letting them know what they're gonna do and how you're gonna do it. So dang, that video just used to take him a week and now it only takes him a day using his content strategy and AI. Okay, interesting. And I kind of did this step here, show it in action, but you can even go deeper into the pain point. Like you could say something like, I used to spend a week thinking about a video idea, scripting it, recording it, going through the editing process, and it used to take me over a week to create one simple YouTube video. Now using my, 1-day YouTube protocol with my content system, thumbnail pack, like all the included stuff, it only takes me a day. Wow, that's pretty incredible. That's the reason I made the 1-day YouTube workflow, whatever it's called. So you can take videos that would normally take you weeks, only a day, only an hour, whatever your offer is. And then you can do like a CTA too. You could, in the beginning, I think in the video, obviously show them some kind of value. So don't just that be the whole video and be like, I'll link it down below. I'm gonna break down exactly how I do this. And if you're interested in grabbing my YouTube 1-day workflow thing, whatever, I'll have a link down below with a discount code. And I'll even hook you up with a discount code, something like that. And then get into like a video and give little tips and value and insight in the video without releasing the whole product. Showcase why it's valuable, how it helps. I think one great rule, especially for you to not spend a week making the YouTube video, maybe my imaginary product would help you, is keep it simple. Talk to the camera, share your screen, do quick edits, just cuts, whatever. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. And the goal of this is to make it feel friendly, personal, like it's a recommendation and not an ad. So you don't have to like overly sell something, just express the problem that you're dealing with or other people are dealing with and how you're gonna help them. It doesn't have to be like, dude, you need to buy this thing right now, instantly. Like, relax. Do you ever struggle spending a week creating a YouTube video? Yeah, me too, dude. It fucking sucks. Like I used to spend 5 hours thinking about the idea and then I would go about scripting it and that would be awful because I'm not good at writing. And then I would record and then I would have to spend a whole nother day or two editing and whatever, express the pain points. It's like, dude, like these presets that I made are a complete game changer. I can animate text now within seconds. I have all the audio effects, all the whatever the little intricate things in your product are. But basically just talking about the pain point and then how your problem solves it without being so salesy. That's gonna help you make your first sale. And I think it's important to note, because it is an unnatural thing if you've never sold before to sell, is selling equals helping. If you've designed a really great product, which hopefully you've followed through and done and made a great offer, that's a valuable thing for people, right? Like you're actually doing something good for the person that's buying, you're solving a problem. So when you sell someone, it's not you just taking money from them, it's you exchanging money in form of help, right? And that's like what all products should be fundamentally on. Like I want Creator Pass to be so helpful to you that you feel confident. Like that's the reason I built Creator Pass OS and this course is I want to provide so much value that you would happily pay for the software and the course and all the information because it provides more value than the money you're paying for it, right? So I did that by not only providing education on how to get up and running and make your first sale and be profitable before you even pay, but then I also did it in eliminating a bunch of apps and add-ons and stuff that you won't need to pay for. Like for example, my Shopify bill was over $1,000 a month at one point for apps that give you, for example, reviews on your product free in Creator Pass OS. Email marketing, I used to pay $500 a month. It's dirt cheap in Creator Pass OS. You have to pay to send emails, but just how it works, but dirt cheap compared to that. Digital download app, I was paying $100 a month just to host the files free in Creator Pass OS. There's so many different add-ons and tiers, like for example, subscription products. If you want to reoccur pay in Shopify, it's not easy. I pay $80 a month for that app in Shopify. I wanted to go above and beyond in providing value. That way it feels effortless. And hopefully you can position your product in that way, because that's how you really crush. You help people. If you can help people, you'll make a bunch of money. So use your already existing audience. And if you're saying, Brian, I don't have an audience at all, that's completely fine. Everyone has some kind of audience, right? So it could be past clients, people you work with, followers who engage with your post, other creators who'd benefit, maybe even friends and family, depending on your offer. And a great way to get people's attention is just message like a friend, not a salesperson. Yo, Brian, I just made a YouTube video posting how I make YouTube videos that used to take me a week in under a day. Would you be open to giving me some feedback on the video? Literally anyone that's your friend or that is engaged with you will say yes. There's no one's gonna be like, no, that sounds awful. And if they do, who cares? You'll just send it to another person. Then you can say, awesome. Do you have a second to check it out right now? It's only 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. They'll say yes. You can even say, is it cool if I send the link here? Just to really reaffirm that they're consenting to this. Yes, here's the link. Really appreciate it. Excited to hear your feedback. And then you can just follow up and be like, yo, what do you think of the video? And why this works is because there's no pressure to actually buy. You get to open a conversation with a follower. It makes people curious of what you got going on, and you're not even talking about your product because your video is talking about your product. So you're just selling them on the idea of watching a video for free that's gonna help them, which is amazing because you can help them. And if they think your product solves the problem, which hopefully if you built something that your audience would actually find helpful, that would naturally happen. But basically, you're opening up the conversation around your video that promotes your product. That's a really brute force way to do it, but this really helps you at least understand what it is. And then you can, because you reach out to these people and hopefully they're people that you know and communicate with, or are at least open to communicating with you, you can get feedback on your video. You can get feedback on your product. Be like, yo, I wouldn't hard selling one on your product early on. Just be like, hey, do you get a chance to check out the video? Yeah, dude, it was super helpful. You can ask, did you look into the product? What did you think about it? Is that something that you would think you'd even be helpful? You're like, oh, dude, I'm on the fence. I don't know. It seems like maybe it's just a little expensive for me. It's like, oh, dude, no worries. I'm just going to be completely transparent. This is my first product. I've never sold it before. If you're willing to give feedback and just help me improve it, I'll give you the updated version. And also I'll just give you 50% off right now. Another way you can do, and this is, the big one, is post on social media. If you have a following already, you can say, I just posted a video showing how I blank. Comment whatever word, and I'll send you the video. Inside of Creator Pass OS, I have automations where when people respond to your story, they will auto send a link, and I'll show you how to do that in a future video. But you can also manually send it if you don't want to set up those automations. But that's another example of where I try to over deliver with Creator Pass OS. I was paying for a software called ManyChat and Zapier to do the thing that Creator Pass OS does for free. I was paying $55 a month. Now, just done inside Creator Pass OS. So that will be auto sent to people once we set up that automation for you. I already have it built. You just have to plug and play some of your stuff. And then make an IG post, either reel or post, showing the outcome of your product and talk about the outcome of your product. Comment blank and I'll send you a video, show you how. So this is an important way of funneling people to your video and not necessarily to the product page. I've found oftentimes it's easier to describe and get people to buy when they're more familiar with you and your long form content because they trust you more. They know a little bit more about your product. If you just send them to a landing page with a $100 product and they don't really know much about it, they don't really know much about you, chances are they're not gonna buy. But if you send them to a video showcasing how helpful your product is, walking through it, giving them some tips and tricks, and then say, hey, by the way, I have something that helps you do exactly this, just better, faster, quicker, whatever. I'll have it linked down below. You should go check it out. Okay, that's a way to give someone something because you're giving them this free video and then making an ask instead of just saying, hey, go to my website and buy this thing. So I see a lot of people do the automations wrong where they send people directly to the landing page to check out instead of to more guidance on how you can help them. And then the thing that's really cool about that is it's a long-term game, right? This is where you're getting paid to grow your following from the beginning. You send them to the YouTube channel where they can subscribe and not watch this video, but all your future videos and become lifelong customers, lifelong subscribers, and be in your ecosystem. I'm not saying you can never send directly to a product page, but early on, I think this is the best way to do it because you can take the extra step to convince them, to nurture them, to build trust, and it's really helpful. And it's also, even if you use the automation, have a conversation with them. Inside of Creator Pass OS, you can talk back and forth to them inside there, or you can just go on the app and literally just be like, ask them questions after you sent the video, right? You know, IG story post, I just made a video showing how I blank. Comment blank if you want me to send it. Sometimes I even say like, it's free. People love free stuff. So I'll do a video of me showcasing a product or an offer or something I have that the thing is paid, but the video is free. And I say, hey, I'll show you, I made a video showing how I blank, comment, watch if you want me to send the link. It's free, by the way. And then they get the automation, the link sent to their DM. And then you can also do the same thing with IG's posts and then move to the DMs and send them the video. And then your goal early on is just keep sending traffic to your video. I think to make your first sale, all you really truly need is one YouTube video and then just consistently send traffic there. Now, if we're talking long-term, there's a lot more to scaling, but I think generally speaking, if you could do one YouTube video a week and like 3 to 5 short form videos, promoting that YouTube video, you're in a really great spot. It doesn't take too much work. It doesn't have to be this well thought out short form video where you're talking to it and you have to be crazy edited. You can pull up your phone and be like, yo, literally just talk about your product. You can even do simple B-roll clips with just text on the screen and having a caption with the comment. So it doesn't have to be anything super crazy, but your YouTube video is going to focus as your sales video. The more people see it, the more sales you'll make. And over time, you'll understand how to make the YouTube video better, how to get more people over. And this is the game now. This is your game. You have to focus on how to get people over to the YouTube video and then how to make those YouTube videos better so they convert at a higher rate. So your daily checklist, honestly, is just post on your already existing IG story, post on IG, funneling people to your YouTube channel, and then have conversations with the people that comment or people that you already know in your DMs. The first sale formula is simple, but I think a lot of people get discouraged when they post their first YouTube video and they make their first Instagram post and it doesn't instantly make a sale. Keep putting in the reps. It's the hardest part is right at the beginning. But I guarantee if you keep sending people to that YouTube video, you post one YouTube video a week and you post a few short form videos promoting that YouTube video, you will make your first sale rather quickly. But it's not reinventing the wheel. Just because you posted your first YouTube video and it didn't make a sale doesn't mean your product's not good. Just realistically, no one's even heard of it yet. Until you have about 1,000-ish sessions to your store, you shouldn't even consider really if your product's great or not because you haven't got enough people over. So that's a good number to aim for. Get 1,000 people over to your store total. So again, video, grow your audience, conversions, and then sales. So you're gonna send people from your IG to your YouTube. It's gonna grow your audience. You're gonna send them to the YouTube channel or send them to the website where there'll be some conversions and those generate sales. That's it. Don't super overthink it. And you can even include some email in there. And with the automation, I'll show you how to collect email, but you can also just follow up with people on email. But this is the simple guide because I don't want to overcomplicate it. I know a lot more about content, but this is the simple guide to making your first video on your digital product and making your sale. Trust me on this. Go make that YouTube video, send people over there, be consistent with it, and you're gonna make your first sale. So now I'm gonna show you how to set up those automations where someone comments on your post or comments on your story that you auto send them the link and capture their email and just interact with them. So what you wanna do first and foremost is go to automations and then you can go to auto DM. And I have 2 automations already built for you, the DM keyword, auto DM, or the comment keyword, auto DM. And to get them set up properly, we do need to go to settings, integrations, and then we need to auto sync our Facebook and Instagram account. That way we can have it set up where the software auto connects with Instagram and it can send DMs and comments on your behalf. It's all done through their API and legit, so it's not giving access to anyone other than Facebook and Instagram access to the software. And then going back into the automations, once you have that link, we can go ahead and do the comment keyword. And then you can see comment keyword is watch. So page is, you'll see your Instagram page pull up. I haven't linked mine, but you'll just see like your Instagram. Post type is published. And this is where you can go and do post is and select a specific post. So it'll just like show all the options of the things you already posted. Now, if you want this keyword to work on all of the posts, you can go ahead and just delete that And then it will just work when anyone comments the word watch on any of your posts, it will automatically do this. So if you only want one-on-one, make sure you have it on that post is and then specific post option. And then you can change any of these keywords here, or you can have multiple. So like watch or video. And then whenever someone comments that on a post, they will automatically be sent this flow. So I'll show you kind of break down what it is. So first and foremost, it replies to their comment on your post saying, check your DMs, just sent you a message. I spelled message wrong. And then just DM'd you. You can change these to whatever you want. And then next, what it does is it checks if they have an email associated with their Instagram account already. And if they don't, it'll ask them what their email is. What's the best email to send it to? And then it'll wait and then capture their email and then send them an email with the link. That way you have their email that you can contact them with in the future. You can just go through and make sure to do your from name, your proper email, subject name, and then you can customize this to whatever email you want. Say you want to use one of the templates that I have built for you guys. You can go and just do this and you can say, hey, I just dropped a new video in it. I show you blah, 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 how I cut my editing work time in half. You can upload the thumbnail here and then just link with the URL here to that YouTube video, which is really nice. That'll save you a bunch of time there. And then also it'll just follow up on Instagram and say, just send the link to your email. Wanted to share it here too in case. And then you would just go and link whatever your YouTube video is here on one of these buttons. And then also here, if someone's already like DM'd you before and you already have their email on file inside of Creator Pass OS, it'll just skip that stage where it just won't constantly ask them for their email every single time that they ask for something. And instead it will just skip right to here and send them the email and then also the Instagram DM, which is kind of nice because it basically just rewards people for already being in your funnel. And then also the other one is just the DM keyword. So instead of them commenting on a post, they just DM you the word. So you can either do contain phrase, where I had it say help, where if they say help in the message at all, it auto sends them a DM. The more useful one might actually be exact match. So if they only send the word help, they'll be sent. So if they say, I want help, they won't be sent the DM. But if they just comment the word or DM you the word help, they'll be sent the DM. And then it's the exact same thing, just without the auto reply to a comment because there is no comment. And you can go through and customize and do a bunch of stuff with these automations. This is just the surface level getting set up example. And then just make sure that you have the workflow set to published and then saved. That way, when someone actually goes and comments, you can auto send them DMs. I would just go on a different account or your friend's account too when you set it up and just go and DM the keyword or comment the word just to make sure everything's running smoothly. But this is where it's important to already in the earlier stage, set up your domain, set up your email and give yourself credits. That way this can all flow without you having to worry about anything breaking. If you haven't watched that, go back up to the earlier trainings and get your domain set up on Creator Pass OS, and then also give yourself some email credits. That way you can send these emails automatically. They're like a fraction of a cent to send one email. So you can really send this to a lot of people before having to top up with those credits. But this feature alone inside of Creator Pass is amazing because it literally, this stack right here saves me $55 a month because I use ManyChat, which was charging me, $25. And then I was using Zapier to connect it, which was charging me $30. A lot of technical stuff, but it's all done here inside of Creator Pass, which is really cool because it will automatically add someone to your contact list. I'll show you how it works on my other account. So if I go to my main profile on Instagram and comment the word help or DM me the word help, you can see here, it will automatically respond in just a second. And it says, just sent the info to your email. I'll send it here just in case, because it has an email already on file. You can see here, it just went through the automation. I DM'd help. It says, here's the link. So it sent me an email automatically, and then also sent the DM. And the cool thing is you can even use the Instagram Messenger here. So you can just say like, yo, what's up? And you can see I just said, yo, what's up to my DM. Now I just went ahead and deleted myself as a contact. That way I can do that same automation. I DM myself the word help. and it says, what's the best email to send it to? Now, if I type my email, you can see it will send that link, but then also, it also just sent that email to me in my email all automatically. So this is a really powerful way of getting people from Instagram over to your email list, but then also get them to the YouTube. So it kind of makes this ecosystem. And that's where the compounding effect of growing a personal brand and selling digital products, it really comes together. Congrats, you made it to the end of the digital product launch challenge. Hopefully by now you have a successful product up and making sales. And I just want you to know that like this step, getting up and running and getting it on a site and creating your first piece of content and working towards or either having the first sale or working towards having your first sale is the hardest step. So if you've gone through and even made progress in this, congrats. Keep going. And when you make that first sale, the second sale comes so much easier. When you post that first piece of content, the second piece comes so much easier. You now have momentum. Ride with that momentum and you can change your life with digital products. I'm wishing you the absolute best. Hopefully you go on to crush it and make tens of thousands of dollars a month, creating the content you like, having the freedom and the lifestyle you desire. If you found this course helpful and you want to help other people and get paid to do so, I'll have an affiliate program link down below where you can give people the course and the free trial access to Creator Pass OS, the thing that you just went through 100% for free. And if they go through the course, sign up, become a paying customer for Creator Pass OS, I will give you a percentage of that sale for as long as they're subscribed. So every single month, you'll continue to get paid as long as they're subscribed to the software. It's a pretty amazing affiliate program because you can just give them a free course, free access to software, save them a bunch in software cost. And if they decide that it's for them, you will just make money for as long as they're subscribed. I'll have that link down below. All the info and percentages and details and how to get signed up will be down below. If you went through this whole course and it's helpful, that affiliate program is a great digital product in itself because you don't have to fulfill anything and it's already built and you can just promote it. And when people sign up, you will get paid for life. Also with that, hopefully you've made your first sale, maybe even your first few. And if you want help scaling beyond that and you feel confident and ready to go all in, Creator Pass mentorship is available. I'll also have that link down below. This isn't for people that are on the fence about going in on digital products. This is for people that are serious about committing not only financially, but their time and their life to making this work. All the info will be down below. It's not cheap. It's not for everyone. But if you're committed, go ahead and check it out. Wishing you all the best. Peace.